They called the bomb squad. They called the military. They even called retired generals. But the one man who stepped forward to save everyone was the janitor no one bothered to notice. The silver device sat in the middle of the corporate lobby, blinking red. Employees screamed and ran for the exits. Armed guards surrounded the building. And in the middle of the chaos, a wealthy CEO laughed nervously and pointed at the old janitor mopping the floor. "Defuse this bomb," she joked, "and I'll be yours." But seconds later, the old man pulled an ancient badge from his pocket. And the laughter stopped. Before we begin, welcome to Echoes of Stories, where powerful stories remind us that kindness can change lives in ways we never expect. If stories like this touch your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below telling us where you're watching from. Now let's begin today's unforgettable story. The morning started like every other Monday in downtown Chicago. Employees rushed through the glass doors of Hartwell Dynamics, one of the biggest technology companies in the country. Expensive shoes clicked across polished marble floors. Phones rang endlessly. Coffee cups spilled. Nobody noticed the elderly janitor quietly cleaning near the entrance. His name was Walter Reed. Most employees barely looked at him. Some didn't even know his name. To them, he was just the old cleaning guy. Walter never complained. Every morning, he arrived before sunrise. He greeted everyone with a warm smile, even the people who ignored him. When stressed employees dropped papers, he helped pick them up. When interns looked nervous, he encouraged them kindly. "You're doing better than you think," he would say softly. But few people returned that kindness. Especially not the company's CEO, Vanessa Hartwell. Vanessa was brilliant, successful, and admired across the business world. But somewhere along the road to success, she had forgotten how to truly see people. That morning, she stormed through the lobby surrounded by assistants and security guards. Walter politely held the elevator open for her. Without looking at him, she snapped, "You're blocking the entrance." Walter simply nodded and stepped aside. A young intern nearby looked embarrassed. "I'm sorry about that," the intern whispered. Walter smiled gently. "Don't worry, son. Hard days make people forget their manners sometimes." The intern never forgot those words. Around noon, everything changed. A loud metallic clank echoed through the lobby. At first, everyone thought it was construction noise. But then security alarms began screaming. Sitting near the center fountain was a strange silver device with exposed wires and a digital countdown clock. 0:47. 47 minutes. Panic exploded across the building. People screamed and pushed toward exits. Security officers drew weapons. Police cars flooded the streets outside. Vanessa stood frozen in shock. "Who put that there?" she shouted. Nobody knew. Within minutes, the city bomb squad arrived. Armed tactical teams surrounded the lobby. News helicopters circled overhead. An officer examined the device carefully before stepping back. "This is military grade," he said grimly. "If we touch the wrong wire, the entire lobby could collapse." Fear spread like wildfire. Employees cried while calling their families. Some prayed quietly. Others sat trembling against the walls. And through all of it, Walter continued helping people leave calmly. He comforted a crying receptionist. He carried an injured guard to safety after the man twisted his ankle during the evacuation. He even gave his old sweater to a frightened young woman shaking from panic. Vanessa watched him from across the room. For the first time, she noticed something strange about the old janitor. Even surrounded by fear, he looked calm. Too calm. The countdown reached 0:31. Military officials arrived. A retired general entered the building with bomb experts. They studied the device nervously. One expert whispered, I've only seen technology like this overseas. Nobody had a solution. The tension became unbearable. Trying to hide her fear, Vanessa forced out a nervous laugh and looked toward Walter, who stood quietly beside his mop bucket. "Well," she said sarcastically, "if nobody else can do it, maybe the janitor can. Defuse this bomb and I'll be yours." A few frightened employees laughed weakly. But Walter didn't laugh. Slowly, he reached into his pocket. Then he pulled out an old metal badge. The moment the general saw it, his face changed completely. His eyes widened. He stepped forward instantly and saluted. The entire lobby fell silent. The general spoke in a trembling voice. "Sergeant Walter Reed?" Walter nodded quietly. Vanessa blinked in confusion. The general looked at her in disbelief. "Do you have any idea who this man is?" Nobody answered. The general swallowed hard. "This man saved 32 soldiers during the Gulf War after a missile strike destroyed our convoy. He was one of the military's top explosive ordnance specialists." Silence. Absolute silence. Vanessa's face turned pale. The old janitor everyone ignored was once a war hero. Walter looked uncomfortable with the attention. "That was a long time ago," he said softly. But the general shook his head. "Men like you are never forgotten." The countdown hit 0:18. Walter slowly approached the device. Every officer in the room watched carefully. "You don't have to do this," the general warned. Walter smiled faintly. "There are still people inside." He knelt beside the bomb. His weathered hands moved carefully across the wires. The digital timer reflected in his tired eyes. 0:14. Sweat rolled down Vanessa's forehead. For the first time in years, she felt truly ashamed. Ashamed that she had mocked him. Ashamed that she never even asked his story. Walter studied the mechanism quietly. Then he stopped. "There," he whispered. One small wire hidden beneath the panel. The military expert stared in shock. None of them had noticed it. Walter carefully reached forward. 0:05. The entire room held its breath. 0:04. Vanessa's eyes filled with tears. 0:03. Walter cut the wire. The countdown stopped. 0:02. Silence. Then the screen went dark. The bomb was defused. The lobby erupted into tears, applause, and relief. Some employees collapsed crying. Others hugged each other tightly. The general stepped forward and embraced Walter like a brother. Vanessa stood frozen. Then slowly, she walked toward the old janitor. For once, she had no speech prepared. No confidence. No pride. Only regret. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Walter looked at her kindly. Not angrily. Not proudly. Just kindly. "You don't owe me an apology," he said gently. "But maybe tomorrow, notice the people others ignore." Those words hit harder than anything else that day. Weeks later, everything inside Hartwell Dynamics changed. Vanessa created scholarship programs for workers' families. She learned every employee's name, from executives to cleaners. She personally ate lunch with interns and security staff once a week. And near the front entrance, she placed a framed photo of Walter Reed with a simple message beneath it. "Kindness reveals the heroes we fail to see." Walter continued working as the janitor for another year before quietly retiring. But nobody ignored him anymore. Every morning, employees greeted him warmly. People stopped to hear his stories. Young workers sought his advice. Not because he had once saved lives in war, but because he had never stopped showing kindness afterward. And maybe that's the most important lesson of all. You never truly know who someone is. The quiet man holding the door might carry unimaginable courage. The woman cleaning the hallway may have survived battles nobody can see. The person everyone overlooks may one day save lives. So be kind. Not because people have earned it, but because kindness reminds people they matter. And sometimes, the smallest act of respect can uncover the greatest hero in the room. If this story touched your heart, remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who believes kindness still matters. This is Echoes of Stories, where every story leaves an echo behind.